This is a production of PBS Charlotte.
The following episode of Charlotte Cooks is brought to you by Central Piedmont Community College and viewers like you. Thank you.
Coming up on this episode of Charlotte Cooks, Chef Caleb Dickerson is going to be showing us what this is and how to cook it. Hi there, I'm Chef Pamela Roberts and welcome to this edition of Charlotte Cooks. Joining me today, I have Chef Caleb Dickerson, who's got a real treat for us. He's going to show us this wonderful vegetarian dish using this crazy jackfruit that we have. We're going to be making a jackfruit taco salad. Obviously, this giant monster of a fruit, would we be buying this in the store like this to make this salad?
No, to make this salad, we want to use what the vegetarians love to use, the form of jackfruit that is brined in a can. Yeah, you can buy the jackfruit whole like this, and it's a delicious fruit to eat. But for the texture that we want and the flavor absorption that we want, you want young green jackfruit in a can in brine.
Okay.
So that's what we'll be using.
So when we look at this, we want to look at and want to make sure that it is in brine and that it is the green jackfruit. And the reason for that is?
They also sell it in a syrup, and that's just going to give you a really sweet faux meat taste. You don't want that.
Yeah. No, we want to keep it savory, so you want to make sure you get it in brine and get the green one. All right? So what are we going to do with that first? I think that we've already got some going over here, don't we?
Yes.
Let me bring this over for the camera to take a look at, because this is really interesting.
Yep, so this is what the jackfruit looks like when it comes out of the can, and this is the longest step in our process. You have to boil the jackfruit so that you get it that nice tender texture. So we've been boiling that for about 30 or 45 minutes, and how long you boil it depends on, what type you get, depending on what brand. But you just want it to get a nice stringy texture when we go to pull it into our faux meat later.
Okay, so we're just going to let this stay here and stay warm, and we're going to pull this in just a few minutes, right?
Yep.
So with our jackfruit, we're going to add some stewed vegetables, is that right?
Yes.
So what are we going to add? What are we going to make?
We're going to add garlic, jalapenos, Roma tomatoes, and red onion.
Lovely.
And these vegetables really help us get a lot of flavor into that jackfruit. Now, when you buy it in the can like that, it doesn't have much flavor whatsoever.
Now, that's a key point to remember, that when you get it out of the can, there's not a lot of flavor. It's kind of like tofu. When you get it, it doesn't have any flavor, but it absorbs the flavors you put with it. So keep that in mind.
All right, so we're going to start with our garlic. We're just going to mince that up a little bit, and here I already have it peeled for me, so that's lovely.
Do we need this burner on just a little bit?
Sure, yeah, we can get that burner on. We're going to saute all of this in olive oil.
Okay.
So we've got that olive oil behind me, and I'm just going to cut off the ends.
We're going to get it going just a little bit and put a little oil in the pan once it gets hot. You just take it, smash it. We don't have to worry about getting it really fine or anything like that.
No, actually, I like chunkier garlic. I'm a big fan of garlic flavor, so.
I love garlic.
Yeah. We'll just smash it a little bit and then give it a nice mince.
And so these stewed vegetables are going to go into the jackfruit when we have the jackfruit all pulled, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's just going to be a big bowl of lovely stewed vegetables, and I keep wanting to say fruit and vegetables, but the jackfruit is a fruit.
It is a fruit.
And it's really kind of
fool
interesting
you.
because the jackfruit, you're seeing it now more and more in common grocery stores, but usually you'll find it a lot in the vegetarian grocery stores because it's a substitute for pulled pork, it's a substitute for tuna, it's a substitute for crab meat, but you have to remember crab meat's really delicate anyway. So if you're going to sub it for crab meat, you've got to have to remember, you make sure you add flavor to it because we want to have flavor in the jackfruit. And so with our taco salad today, we're not going to have any shortage of flavor. So we've got our garlic done.
Yeah.
All right. So what else are we going to put in there?
I'm going to wait to add the garlic till I have the rest of the veggies cut here.
Okay.
But we're going to do jalapenos, and I like to have little chunks of jalapenos in mine, so I just slice them pretty thinly.
All right.
And, you could use whatever pepper you want, just something to give it a little spiciness.
Okay.
Depending on how much heat you like, you could use a whole jalapeno, 2 of them.
And I see you were leaving all the seeds and the ribs in.
All
You're
the good
just
stuff.
slicing
All
it
the good
and
stuff.
putting it in there. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
That's going to be great.
All right.
It's going to be hot too.
That it is. All right, now with the Roma tomatoes, just to
Okay.
give it a sort of interesting stringy texture,
Right.
I like to take these guys and just give them like a rough julienne, so
Okay.
sliced kind of thinly.
And you're not peeling it or taking
No.
the seeds out?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Leaving all the goodness in there.
all right. So this is really pretty easy to do. Now, the reason he's choosing Roma tomatoes as opposed to a regular round tomato is they have more meat and less juice. And so that's one of the things that we will look at for this.
Exactly right.
So we're just going to put it all in the pot?
Yeah, we're just gonna throw it all in the pot together.
Okay.
Don't need to worry about doing one before the other because
Okay.
we're gonna simmer it down a good bit and have all of these flavors really combine.
And about how long do we let it simmer?
You're gonna wanna let the vegetables simmer for about 15 minutes
Okay.
just to make sure they're nice and tender, but still have a little bit of bite to them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna julienne this red onion as well, just for consistency's sake.
And I love the way you just whip through these things. That's great.
I cook things every now and then.
That's something about being a chef. You have a tendency to have a knife in your hand every once in a while, right?
Every once in a while.
And
Now,
it really does make a difference with your speed and how quickly you can get these done. Now, guys, if you don't have knife skills at home, you can go to the salad bar and buy your onions already sliced. Do your own garlic from fresh. Don't buy that little garlic in the little bottle with the oil on it because that's just not very tasty. Do your fresh garlic because that's amazing stuff. And now we're going to put it in the oil. The
yes,
oil
we
is
are.
hot. And so
right.
we're doing put it in there and give it a little saute.
lovely. And you know what? I am just gonna slide it all in there.
Here, let
all
me
at
have
once.
that. Let me just take this out
Thank
of the
you.
way.
All right. Get all of our ingredients in there.
Oh, it smells amazing. Oh, it smells so fresh. It smells wonderful.
Yep. So this, we just let it cook down for about 15 minutes or so, as we were
Okay.
saying. You know, we want all of these vegetables to mix flavors, get nice and tender, but still have a little bit of bite to them.
Oh, it smells marvelous. And so it'll look like that when it's done.
Yes, so when
Okay.
we are done stewing it, it's gonna look just like this. And you're gonna have everything nice and blended together there.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna keep that cooking.
we're just gonna, yep, we're gonna keep that cooking. You wanna put that there because we're gonna use this one. And we'll just keep the other one just cooking and simmering on down.
Excellent.
Okay. Next, what else are we gonna put with this?
All right, so with this, we're also going to make a coleslaw.
Okay.
If we want to go straight to the coleslaw, all we need
Sure.
for that is some Napa cabbage,
Okay.
some red cabbage, and carrots.
All right. So we have our carrots here already shredded.
Yeah.
We have our red cabbage here already shredded. We have our Napa cabbage. Now you guys are going to say, what's Napa cabbage? Chef Dickerson, what is Napa cabbage?
Well, Napa cabbage is just a different variety from your standard green or red cabbage that we have behind us, but it gives you a little bit more delicate of a crunch,
Okay.
and I just like to use it to switch things up a little bit.
Okay, so how would you cut that?
So to cut this cabbage, like a lot of the times you're gonna have some ugly large leaves on the outside, and you can discard those if you like, or they're perfectly edible as long as you wash them. But to cut this, all I do is slice it down the middle. So I just cut it down the middle like that, and you can use pretty much all of this except for the root end down here. So then once you have it cut, you just give it a good julienne, our favorite word of the day apparently.
Julienne, Julienne, Julienne. I'm waiting to meet someone named, hi, my name is Julienne.
I hope she takes her course.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
It would.
Okay, so we're just going to put that in here.
Yes, ma'am.
And Napa cabbage has got a really nice flavor to it. You can use this for coleslaw and all kinds of different things. Anywhere you use regular green cabbage. And I'm sure you've seen them in the store.
That's fine.
Okay, so the rest of our coleslaw.
All right,
We're going to add
our
shredded carrots.
And the red cabbage for color.
Cabbage for color. Now, I'm going to put this over here while you make the dressing. How's that?
Sounds great.
And in your salad dressing for your cabbage, you were going to use mayonnaise?
Yes,
Right.
mayonnaise as our base.
Use mayonnaise.
Good old Southern boy. And here we've got a little bit of red wine vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
I like using red wine vinegar. It's got a different flavor to it. A lot
Yes,
of
it
people
does.
use apple cider vinegar
Okay.
in theirs or white distilled. It's
Right.
up to you.
Right. It does depend on the tanginess that you want. Mm-hmm. But just taste your vinegar.
I'm just gonna.
So with this, we're going to add a little bit of mayonnaise. And this is a very standard coleslaw dressing.
Very standard coleslaw.
A little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of vinegar, salt, pepper, celery salt, celery seed.
Yes, ma'am.
And because we're putting this on taco salad, that's about all we're going to put in there, right?
That's about all you need. You get a lot of flavor in the mix that we're making over here.
Yes.
So you just want to add a little bit of vinegar, shake in a little celery seed. And I use celery salt instead of regular salt just to give it that fresh flavor. And then a little black pepper for pop. And can't have a good coleslaw without sugar.
Got to have a little bit of sugar. It helps the acidity with that vinegar. It smooths everything out.
All right. We're just going to whisk it together. And that's that. It's pretty basic coleslaw.
And so now we take all of our lovely vegetables.
Yes.
And are you going to put the dressing in the vegetables or the vegetables in the dressing?
I'm going to put the dressing into the vegetables. You never want too much. That's
There you go.
one thing that I
There
dislike.
you go. I mean, really, if you were to take your dressing and just add your vegetables to it, there's always the chance that you're going to have more dressing than you have vegetables. And so it's always a good choice to take your vegetables and add your dressing to your vegetables so that you can control how much sauce and how much extra stuff you have. We just want it to coat it. We don't want it to swim in there. And this is also a great way to mix it all up.
Yes. Can always add more. It's hard to take it out.
That's right. If you, instead of taking it out, you just got to make more vegetables. And that looks delicious too. That'd be good with barbecued pork.
That it would. And
Barbecued pork jackfruit. Oh my gosh. It can be used for barbecued pork, right?
it's like we planned this.
Yeah, we did. We did. We planned this so totally.
So
All right. So how far ahead can you make that coleslaw?
You can make the coleslaw a bit ahead. A couple hours, I would say, is
Okay.
the best. I like it nice and crisp and
Yes.
fresh. If you mix it, it'll start to get soggy.
Yes.
So it takes no time at all. I like to mix it right before we use it.
And it makes a really nice salad. All right, so this is done, right?
That's done. That's
okay,
finished.
We're going to put this over here for right now. So the next thing we have to do is our jackfruit.
Yes.
So let's take our jackfruit and we're going to strain it out of this water.
All right. And this is where we get the pulled pork texture.
All right, let's take a look at that. Look at that, okay? So this is, and so Caleb, show us how you tell whether it's done or not. This is very meaty texture.
Yes, it is a very meaty texture. Now what you want to look for, and you can probe your jackfruit while it's still boiling, but you just want to make sure that it kind of shreds apart easily with 2 forks. This right here is a good texture. You start to see strands developing in there, and that's what you want. If you overboil it, which is kind of hard to overboil it, but if you overboil it, you just get a pile of mush, and then I guess you could have your faux crab cakes.
That would be the consistency, wouldn't it?
It would be. So we're just going to go ahead and shred this whole thing.
Okay.
And I like to use the back of a fork while the other fork holds it still.
I'm going to set that one down. All right.
So we're just going to keep on shredding this,
Okay.
keep it going.
All right. So what we're going to do, we already have a bowl of the jackfruit already shredded. And one thing we want to make sure that we're looking at as far as consistency goes, look at this. Look at how nice and finely shredded it is so that it has the consistency of a nice pulled pork. You don't want to leave a big old hunk in there because that's going to make people think that you got lazy. But isn't that true?
That is true.
So here we go. We're going to just make sure that it has this kind of a consistency. And so remember those vegetables that we put on to stew? Well, this is what they look like when they're all finished stewing. And Caleb, would you call that done?
Yes, ma'am, I would call that done.
All right.
Now that right there has a lot of flavor, but once we add that jackfruit, remember it does not have much flavor. So
Okay.
then we're gonna
So this is very bland, and this is packed with power. Okay. So Caleb,
yes.
is this enough for our stewed vegetables here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
that is
why
enough.
don't we carry on from here then, and we'll
Sounds
finish
great.
that tedious task up later.
Sounds
Give
great.
that to the prep girls later. Finish this, ladies. All right, so here you go.
All right, thank you.
I don't want to put that on
Yeah,
because
right
that's
there.
hot.
We're
Okay,
good to
there
go.
you are.
All right, and we can actually turn that fire back on.
Okay.
Because once we add our jackfruit to our stewed vegetables, we need to add even more flavor. So that is what we will be doing next. Could I
Oh
hand that to you?
my, of course you can.
Thank you.
What kind of flavor are we going to add next? It's
All
already
right.
got a lot of flavor in there.
So in order to really pack a punch and make your taco salad one to remember, I like to add a couple different types of barbecue sauce and or hot sauce to it.
Okay.
So I like to use an Eastern Carolina sauce that has a lot of vinegar to it.
Okay.
I also like to use like a Midwest sort of sweet and smoky sauce
Okay.
and combine those two together.
Oh, okay. So you
Yes.
got best of both worlds
Yes.
there. So if they wanted to just make it with one kind of barbecue sauce or the other, they certainly could,
They
right?
certainly could.
Okay.
I just like the combination because it adds a little bit of depth to the flavor.
And makes it nice and complex.
Yes,
And they can't go, oh, that's Eastern Carolina barbecue sauce.
exactly.
They go, what is that? And that's what we want them to do.
All right.
Okay, so,
So I have my two sauces here that we have made earlier today.
Right.
And you can certainly just buy whatever sauce
okay.
you like at the store.
So you could easily go to the store and buy one.
Right,
Okay.
whatever one you like.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of our smoky and sweet sauce.
And you're just doing enough to coat?
Yeah, well, you want to do enough to coat, and then when you let it reduce, you want all of the vegetables and the jackfruit to soak in that flavor.
Okay, all
So
right.
it's a little bit more than you might originally think, because again, that jackfruit doesn't have that much flavor by itself.
How long does it take for jackfruit to absorb flavor?
Not too terribly long, especially if you use this vinegar sauce like I'm talking about. The vinegar really gets into food quickly.
Okay.
So.
So it's not like you'd have to take it and marinate it overnight or
No.
anything like that?
So once you start this simmering process, I would give it another 10 to 15 minutes on the stove just to make sure it's all incorporated.
Okay.
And then you'll be good to go.
So we don't have to worry about it mushing out too much?
No, that's why you want to be careful in your boiling process. But again, if you get the young jackfruit in brine, the brine has a saltiness and it kind of preserves that texture. It's hard to overboil it.
Okay, all right. So this looks great. So what else do we have to do to this now?
That is basically done. You could add a little hot sauce if you'd like. I'm a fan of some name brands that we're not going to mention. But whatever you like for flavor. If you want to add some hot sauce, you're good to go. But otherwise, that's got a lot of flavor in and of itself.
And think about hot sauces like you would put on a taco salad or something like that, because we are doing taco salad,
We're
right?
doing taco salad.
All right, okay, so what else do we have to do? That's it?
We are
We're
pretty much ready
plate?
to plate.
All right, put those sauces away and I'll get us some bowls. Now, Caleb, would you like to use purple or yellow chips, or do you want to use a combination?
Let's use a combination.
Okay, let's use a
We
combination.
have them both. We
All
might
right.
as well.
I'll
And
let you do the honors.
I
That's
promise
okay.
the hands are clean.
I know, I've seen you wash them about 20 times already today.
All right.
There you go. A nice base,
Nice base.
lots of crunch.
Gotta have the crunch.
We could make nachos out of this, couldn't we?
You could make nachos.
All right.
You could make your own tacos if you just want to use a taco shell.
And you can even get those taco shells with those flat bottoms so they stand up and you fill them up, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what do we do next?
All right, next we simply cover it with our jackfruit.
So now we're just going to spoon that over the top, just like you would with a regular taco salad. This is the meat part.
This is the meat part. And again, you want to see these nice strands in the quote meat. And that's what's going to give you the texture that's similar to the pork.
And that visual appeal that everybody's looking for, too. Boy, that smells so good. Oh, boy. One of these days, we will have smell-o-vision. One of these days.
All right.
Good. Oh, that smells amazing. You know, our initial stew vegetables over here are all stewed down almost. We'll let those continue to stew because I'm sure that we're going to have more jackfruit later.
I'm sure we can
We've
serve
got
some to
that
everyone.
baby to go. Okay, so now what?
So next we top it with our coleslaw.
All right, and here's our coleslaw.
There's our coleslaw.
There you go. I'll hold the bowl if
Oh,
you want
thank
to
you
just
very
grab
much.
some. There you go.
I need you as a sous chef every day.
Oh boy, okay, let's do that.
All right.
Get paid in beer. This would be good with a big old cold glass of beer.
That it
wouldn't
would.
Oh my goodness, yes.
All right, there we go.
Right. And then what next?
The best condiment of all, cheese. So we're gonna add some queso fresco, which kind of changes this into a Mexican version of an
Right.
Asian dish with Eastern Carolina barbecue sauce. So we're going all over the place here.
So this is the cheese that we're choosing. It's a Mexican style feta cheese. You can get lots of queso fresco, you can get other cheeses also, but Choose one of these, and you could use a cheddar, couldn't you?
You can use any cheese you like. I was just trying to make a combination. Since we've got the jalapenos, I was going to stick to the Central South American queso fresco.
Absolutely. But I wanted to show you that. You can buy that in the store, and then you just take it and crumble it up, because you've got that beautiful cheese all crumbled right there.
Got it crumbled for us.
Yes, there you go.
All right, so you just give yourself a generous sprinkling on top.
Gotta have cheese with
Gotta
taco
have
salad.
cheese.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be so full. Looks delicious.
All right, there we go. And then all we have left is to garnish and enjoy.
Okay, the garnishing, what are we gonna garnish it with?
So I like cilantro. A lot of people have an aversion to cilantro, which is why I
if
did
you don't
not
like
put
it,
in the
leave it
recipe.
out.
Right.
And if you do like it, use a lot of it, because I love cilantro. I think it's
love it.
delicious on this.
I think it's quite good.
I think it's got a beautiful flavor.
Just get a little pop for green.
It adds a nice little touch to it too, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of having fresh citrus. So
Okay.
I put some limes on the side, and you squeeze them as you eat them.
Squeeze them as you eat them. I like that.
All right. And there we are.
Okay, so here we are with our jackfruit taco salad. Look at this. Doesn't that look delicious? And there's not a single solitary animal in sight. So, vegetarians, like I say, come and grab this. And you guys, really, be a little imaginative with this. When you're making this, you already know how to cook the jackfruit, because we just showed you. If you didn't want to make a taco salad, stop with the barbecue sauce and slap it between a bun and make yourself a little sloppy joe. Make yourself some pulled pork or whatever it is you want to do. But it's not pork, it's fruit. But really, if you see these things in the store, guys,
Don't be
play with it.
intimidated.
Don't be intimidated. They're quite intimidating, aren't they?
They are.
But don't be intimidated by it. Now, you mentioned that if you clean that properly, you'd have that for about a year.
Yeah, so this is actually the smallest jackfruit I could find at the store. But they come in sizes about this big.
Wow.
They are the largest free-bearing fruit in the world.
Wow.
But if you take the time to work them down and get all that delicious fruit out of there,
Mm-hmm.
you can bag it and freeze it. And I personally did that once, about a year and a half ago. I still have some.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
very versatile fruit.
All right. Hey, Caleb, you spent some time in Thailand, right?
Yes.
Oh, your eyebrows went up when you saw this. Okay. I found this in the store.
Yeah.
So tell me about this.
Yeah, this is delicious. This is a
Okay.
really easy way to eat this complex and a little bit scary of a fruit. But yeah, while I was going to Le Cordon Bleu in Thailand, we would eat these freeze-dried jackfruit chips as chips. They're just delicious.
Look at that. Look at this. I didn't
Yeah.
expect this texture. Look.
Right. They're quite
like-
good.
It's pliable.
It's pliable.
And it looks like the big, thin pieces of jackfruit, right?
Yeah. And the trick to eating these and the trick to eating fresh jackfruit is
Okay.
you got to pull it off in strings,
Ah, like string, kind of like string cheese.
like string cheese.
Ah, you see, I would have taken a big round bite of it and went, oh. Wow, that's really sweet. It's like a dried pineapple.
Yeah. It's like a mango pineapple cross a little bit.
That's exactly what it is. Mango and pineapple. Caleb, this looks amazing.
Good. I'm excited for you to try it.
Now, whoever would have thought that jackfruit would make a great substitute for pulled pork or but really, everything that we learned making this dish today makes me really excited about eating this. So, let's dig in.
All right,
okay,
let's do it.
So we've got the coleslaw on the top, we've got the queso fresco, and we've got, oh, there's the jackfruit. Yes, there it is. Okay.
Yep, got to squeeze a little lime on there for that flavor. Get the heat from those jalapenos.
I'm
really
feeling
comes
the
through.
heat. I am.
You can't have it
is
without
great.
the crunch. There's no delicate way to eat a taco salad.
Really, really. We could have made taco bowls, but nah.
Nah.
Now we're going to do like nacho style here. How common is it to make a taco salad out of jackfruit?
I've never seen it before.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I just wanted to do something a little bit different, try and do some flavors from home using ingredients from Thailand. So this is what I came up with.
Oh man, you did a good job. So if you were to take this back to Thailand, what would they think?
I don't think they'd know how to operate, honestly. Tortilla chips are not something you find in Southeast Asia. So.
Right. But nonetheless, I think they'd probably enjoy it too. And then they'd have the jackfruit taco salad truck going everywhere. This is delicious, Caleb. Thank you so much for joining us on the set today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having
We
me.
really enjoyed having you, and you've given us some food for thought, so to speak, with this jackfruit. And, you know, they're weird looking.
They are.
They're very weird looking, but it's nice to know that you can get it in a can. And you
Can's a
can-
little less intimidating.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And, we'll have you back again next time, okay?
All right. Thank
So,
you, Chef.
thank you for watching this episode of Charlotte Cooks with Chef Caleb Dickerson. We have all our recipes posted on our website at pbscharlotte.org, or you can email me at Pamela, PAMELA.Roberts, ROBERTS, at cpcc.edu. And look forward to hearing from you. And really, vegetarians, tune in, because this is amazing. So I'll catch you next time on Charlotte Cooks. And thank you for watching.
A production of PBS Charlotte.